Wake Forest, North Carolina is one of the most relocated to suburbs in America. Wondering why people are moving to Wake Forest in droves? I'm going to give you everything you need to know about living in Wake Forest in under 6 minutes so that you can quickly decide if it's right for you. I've helped over 500 families find their perfect home in Raleigh, many of which landed in Wake Forest. And I've called Wake Forest home myself for the last 10 years, so I know the area inside and out. So let's get started. Wake Forest is a rapidly expanding suburb of Raleigh that has exploded in popularity over the past 10 to 15 years and has some of the best neighborhoods and schools in the greater Raleigh area. Wake Forest is in Wake County, and it's located about 35 minutes north of downtown Raleigh, just minutes north of the amenities of North Raleigh. The main roadways used for traveling are US 1 running south into Raleigh, Highway 98 running west towards Durham, and then I-540 to connect you to the other suburbs of the area. One of the worst parts of Wake Forest is the traffic commuting to downtown Raleigh and RTP. US 1, Highway 401, and I-540 will get backed up during rush hour, turning a 35-minute commute into 45 to 55 minutes. It will improve once the Highway 401 improvements are completed in late 2026. The population of Wake Forest is estimated to be just over 65,000, which makes it the third largest suburb of Raleigh, and it has a very large footprint for a suburb. It has a beautiful historic downtown area with a historic district of homes nearby, and the town lives up to its name as many times it feels like you're living in the middle of a forest with all of the trees. Wake Forest doesn't have major businesses within town limits, as most people living in Wake Forest commute into Raleigh, Durham, and Research Triangle Park, or they work from home. Wake Forest has quite a few major shopping centers and has some great commercial spaces that provide everything that you need within minutes, and it's continually expanding. It has Publix and Wegmans in addition to your typical grocery stores. There's a Target and a Walmart along with the Sam's Club, and plans for a future Costco and both a Lowe's and Home Depot. Wake Forest has some very popular local restaurants like Over the Falls, Shuckers, Farm Table, and more, as well as plenty of chain restaurants that are familiar to all. Very recently in the new Grove 98 development, there's been a Five Guys, Dave's Hot Chicken, Whataburger, and an Outback Steakhouse open, and a Firebirds is coming soon. And while most of Raleigh suburbs don't have a lively nightlife, Wake Forest does have some great breweries in White Street Brewing, the Norse Brewing Company, and Fortnite. Also, its Friday Night on White music series in the summertime is very popular. Wake Forest has a great park system as well, with Joyner Park headlining its best outdoor spaces. There are acres of open space with beautiful oak trees, miles of paved trails, and a unique playground and recreation center. Its holding park near downtown is a newer sensory playground built around accessibility, and it also has a public pool. Wake Forest is close to Forest Ridge Park that has a dinosaur-themed playground along with walking and mountain bike trails next to Falls Lake, as well as minutes from one of the best greenways in the area in the Neuse River Trail. For those who love boating, Falls Lake is one of the largest lakes in the area, and the Wake Forest Reservoir is great for kayaking. For those who love sports, the town relies on Wake Forest High School sports for local entertainment, as the football teams regularly compete for state championships. It's about 35 to 40 minutes to see the Carolina Hurricanes and NC State Wolfpack play, and 30 minutes to see the AAA Baseball's Durham Bulls. And speaking of schools, Wake Forest is part of the Wake County Public School System and is known for having excellent public schools in the area, along with a ton of private and charter school options. So between the strong schools and what we will cover next, the amazing neighborhoods, Wake Forest has a very family-oriented feel to it. You'll see kids everywhere at all ages. It's a great atmosphere for kids growing up to have a very strong group of friends, feel very connected, and have a fun and safe environment to be in. So I mentioned Wake Forest has some incredible neighborhoods. Let's take a look at the major variety it has to offer. If you want a new construction home with around an acre of property, Wake Forest has plenty of neighborhoods that have recently completed or are currently under construction that fit this description. These homes are typically on the luxury side, with most averaging between $1 to $3 million, so they are expensive, but it's probably the best combination in the entire region when considering the square footages you get for those prices, along with the privacy of a larger lot, all while still being close by to what you need. In North Raleigh or Cary, that same $2 million home would cost you $5 to $6 million, and you'll be on a third of an acre lot. On the other side, there are neighborhoods like Crenshaw Manor that are older with very mature trees and privacy for around $600,000 to $800,000. There's also the country club community of Hazen Tree, which has everything from massive multi-million-dollar mansions to $700,000 golf villas lining the golf course that have a very strong retiree community. Wake Forest also has some more master plan communities in Traditions, Holding Village, and Heritage. Traditions and Holding Village are newer communities with great amenities. Home prices are usually around $400,000 to $800,000, with typically a fourth of an acre or less lot sizes. These were clear-cut communities, so it is a little bit of a different feel than others. Heritage is arguably in the top 2 to 3 all-around neighborhoods in the whole area. It is absolutely massive and has been built out over the past 20 years, and it's surrounded has its own golf course. Home prices are around $400,000 to $1 million with roughly quarter of an acre lots, but there are some small sections with $1 to $1.5 million homes and closer to a half an acre lots. The best part about Heritage though is the community. This is that neighborhood where kids are out everywhere. They all meet at the neighborhood pool and go to the same school, as the neighborhood is districted to Heritage Elementary, middle, and high schools, which are very strong academically too. Wake Forest is also popular because it's more affordable in the sense that you will get more for your money, with home prices per square foot in the $215 to $220 range, which is much less than Cary, Apex, and Holly Springs. The tax rate is slightly above average among suburbs though, which on a $700,000 house equates to around $6,500 in annual property taxes. If you want to learn more, check out our Living in Wake Forest playlist, and if you need help finding a home in Wake Forest or anywhere else in the Triangle, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for watching.